So you know how I said I wanted to keep it easy this weekend? I think I may have broken that idea. That's an Apple III. An infamously unreliable computer. So we're gonna see what we can do with it. But let's be real, it's not gonna work. This was a complete spur of the moment type of purchase, and I know nothing about it. I did actually open it up, and boom, I have a Super Serial 2 card now. Also a profile card. No hard drive was included though. But yeah, we're gonna see if it works. Now I bet the monitor will work, so I'm less concerned about that. Little concerned about plugging it in, so I think we might pop it open just to see what's going on inside first. But we'll probably just plug this in today. This, I don't know. I do want to open the computer first to take a peek at some stuff, and then we will figure out the course of actions that we want to take from there. So actually, let's take a step back and just look at this thing. So this is an Apple III. I don't know a lot about them. Until I got this one, I didn't even know that they were actually related to the Apple II, because the card cage in the back seems to be Apple II compatible. Some things going on. That is a plastic case, but it's like one shell that goes around the whole top. The keyboard is permanently attached. That is not removable. Also, sneakily hidden right here is a reset button that doesn't even poke out enough for you to fully see all the letters. I do kind of like the keyboard. Feels pretty good. Not too surprising based on my Apple II Plus experience, which I think this is more closely related to the 2 Plus than, say, the 2E or something, just based on when it came out. I will say I've always really, really liked the look of the Apple III because it looks so much older than the Apple II. It really seems like it came out in the 70s or something instead of the 80s. So I really love the design. Also on that, kind of a interesting note here, the alpha keys, the main section, are raked SA profile together, so they're cupped like that, but then the function keys down below are down farther, so they're a little more difficult to hit. And you can tell it's just the function keys because the space bar is raised up more. Kind of a really nice thing there. Speaking of those function keys, though, is something that I know nothing about and is really weird and dumb. Why is there an Apple key and then also an Apple key? So yeah, all that, and then we have one internal floppy drive, which is something. It also has a floppy connector on the back here, which we should probably also look at. This is heavy. This is a giant heatsink that wraps all the way around the computer. This thing is way, way ridiculously heavy. So we have a floppy disk connector, which I'm gonna guess is compatible with regular Apple II drives. It looks like it might be slightly wider. Hopefully they didn't do something stupid. I do know there are dedicated, unique Apple III external drives, though, that match the look of this thing, so maybe they are different. Then we have port A, I guess. That's really descriptively labeled there, Apple, along with port B. Oh, good. Don't want to get the ambiguously named ports confused. Then we have color video, which, interesting. That it's not just composite, so that's got to be more Apple II GES-like rather than Apple II Composite, because this one's labeled black and white video. And then we have dedicated audio. Ooh, that's kind of cool. I didn't know that. And then there is, oh, that's super weird. There's a dedicated RS-232C port. Why did someone install a Super Serial card then? I hadn't actually looked on the bottom yet. I suspect we could take out the power supply with just a couple of screws. Ooh. I kind of want to do that. I was gonna take off the top first, but that's power supply. That's like all the thing I need to see right there. Today I learned there is a 256K versus 128K model. I think the RAM cards are one of the infamously unreliable things about this, so that's probably good to know. I'm a little nervous about how stripped all the screws are on the power supply. and how beat up this edge is. So I'm gonna guess I'm not the first one to monkey with this. So that's not a good sign. Okay. Yep. Okay, that's easy enough. Lots of those orange caps in there. Reefa right there. So we have one cable right here. Unplug that, and it's clipped right here, which is a good indication no one has actually messed with this thing. And the power supply is completely loose. So, couple of things here. Reefa. Oh, whoa! I do believe that is a dead Reefa right there. I've never seen that. The other thing I wanted to point out, though, just how ridiculous this thing is. That's all cast metal right there. This whole thing from here to the front, okay, all the way down the rib sections, that back, that's all cast metal. This thing is just so heavy. It's ridiculous. Okay, so our next steps here are going to be removing this board, desoldering the one Reefa that didn't explode, and then definitely removing the one that did explode, and then surveying the damage. So let's go ahead and fire up the air compressor and get started on that. And power supply removed. Oh, it's even worse under there. I guess that makes sense, because it would probably have settled down there, wouldn't it? What's under that? There's my shadow. Yeah. That's where the Reefa smoke could not get to. Oh, gosh. I don't want to bend these too much, but I kind of need to be able to see. Oh, my gosh. Look at how roasted that one is. Wow. Yeah, it just vented right out that way. Whoa. That view. I hadn't looked at that. It is just straight up cracked along the side. Jeez. Okay. Let's pop that thing off. Yeah, that's the stuff. Managed to keep it intact. This doesn't look damaged, despite having been right in the blast zone. I think it survived. So hopefully that's not too bad. I don't know what this capacitor will have undergone. That's concerning. Ooh, I did want to check two things, the fuse and the short status of the Reefa itself. Yeah, that fuse is intact. Yep, fuse is good, but, so that's not shorted. Okay, so it's shorted open. Interesting. I do need to remove that one. That's definitely a Reefa. These, I think, are a different brand. Yeah, I think that's a different brand. That one, which, oh my gosh, this thing is just chock full of these. So there we go. There's the other Reefa. That one's very definitely a Reefa. I mean, it just says Reefa right there. So we're good on that. With that, this might be safe to use. Maybe. That's nice. The power supply has the voltages labeled on it right there, so that'll be relatively easy to check. So we theoretically can probably plug this in and then just check the voltages. Step one to testing this power supply. Okay. Power on test now. All right. Didn't blow up. No smoke. Okay, let's do a DC test here. Yeah! Okay. There we go. Okay, 12, 5. This should be -5, -3.8, and it's probably fine. And -12. There we go. Okay, all voltages pass. Excellent. Are we gonna just plug it into computer? Like, wait a minute, I could just try it now? Is that what we have going on? Can we just try the computer? I mean, I should turn on the monitor. Let me grab the monitor here. Let's test the monitor separate of the computer. That way we know that it works. Seems like a good idea to use this with a monitor. Didn't need this, so that's always a good day. Before we plug in the computer, in case something like really catastrophic happens, Let's test this separately. Power strip is active. Now this. I hear the raster. I don't see anything, but we realistically shouldn't. There is a brightness on the back. Ah! Ha ha! Okay. This is most likely going to work. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. Turn the brightness down for the black level. Yes, okay. So we're golden on the monitor. All right, I'm gonna put the power supply back in the Apple III and we'll see what happens. We're about to test this thing. We're about to just straight up plug it in and see if it turns on. All right, the computer is off. It's plugged in, but the power strip, I believe, is still off. Let's see if this is the first Apple III to ever just work in existence. Here we go. It beeped. I have no idea what it's supposed to do after that. Oh. Maybe I should plug in the monitor, huh? Let's turn it off and on again. Oh! That's new. I'm gonna let it just try for a little bit, then I'll control. Yes! Control, reset. Okay, that's still trying to boot though. Wait, does it not go to basic? Wait a minute. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Is this a working Apple III? Does this thing just work? No basic on the 3, really? Wait. What will it boot? Will it boot Apple II software? Run memory diagnostic? Is there like a shortcut for that? How do I do that? RAM diagnostic built into the monitor ROMs. Type in, okay, well, let's try that. Open Apple. Yes! Okay. And then F, ooh, numpad. Yes, 6. E, needs a hex numpad. 6, G. Whoa. So as the Apple III is going through the patterns here, it is bringing up this grid screen. Now this is showing which RAM chips are bad in which banks. Now, I think it's actually a good sign that we're seeing specific rows and columns. So if we pay attention here, we can see row, 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 and column, 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 and then those ones get a little sketchy over there. But that could mean that a connection to the RAM card is bad. And this is probably where the factory recommended guidance, I guess, comes in to pick up the machine and drop it, because you'll probably reseat that RAM card. I am not willing to do that. So we're gonna open it up and see if we can see the RAM card and possibly just press on it. I would also potentially look at using, say, deoxit here on the connections that may have wiggled and moved up and down a little bit at a time, and clean those. All right, back to being upside down. I can see some Phillips screws in the front there on both sides. These flathead screws, those are what I want to take off first. Before we did any explorations today, I have actually popped these open, so I know I'm actually going to lock that. You do a quarter turn on both sides, and then I'm going to hold it by that as I flip it back over. Push that down, slide that forward and off, and you can get to some of the stuff inside. Those are batteries, so this may be the RTC version. Also, I need to get this out of here because they're doing bad things. We have 2 cards in here. One of them is a profile card. That's for a hard drive. I don't have the hard drive, so we just set that aside. The other one is the Super Serial Card 2, which score, if I pop that in my Apple II Plus, I can finally use my image writer with it. So I'm really excited about that. See, now rerun the test? What do you mean rerun the test? And that card may impact the memory test? What do you mean, the profile card? But RAM test is fine now. Wait a minute. You guys are saying the profile cards just go bad and mess with the RAM? Seriously? They dig into memory in funny ways. Huh. Okay. F6E6G. Okay. So we'll let that run for a second. I'm becoming very confident this thing's gonna work. Oh my gosh. No way. Yes! That is pretty much guaranteed good RAM then. Okay. Okay, we really, really need to figure out boot disk, man. We are so close. We may now be moments away from booting the Apple III. Okay, here we go. Yes! I can't believe it! It works! We did nothing! I mean, I removed the blown Rifa, but I didn't actually fix anything. That's bananas. Okay, I'm gonna go grab another floppy. Let's make the basic disk. That's looking pretty promising. Okay, well, that's just showing off. Oh, sure, yeah, I believe you're business basic with flashy graphics like that. Mm-hmm, yeah, okay. Wow, that was really impressive, though. Print. Hi. Okay, well, that's working. Load. I kind of want to see font demo, too. Font demo. Oh, oh my gosh, as an MCIR. Oh. Dude. What? Yeah, we're leaving it on that one. Whoa, that looked terrible. Cat. No. No. You're telling me how I load that font. Excuse me. Cat. Yeah! Oh my gosh! Dude! Okay, this computer just went up a step there. That's pretty good. That's really good. So, this thing totally works. And I think it's time we put it back together so that we can, like, actually have it be nice, because there's nothing else to do. Apparently, I should not put the profile card back in, since without it, it gets a little wonky, so that's going to stay out. And I don't want to put the Super Serial card back in, because I want to put that in my Apple II Plus, so it can actually use my image writer printer. So we're going to leave this unconfigured, no cards in here. Which is just going to make this work better for me. So I think we're good. Let's go ahead and put the lid back on. Push this in. Same on the other side. Done. And then we can assemble this the pretty way. Here we go. It's just a perfectly functional Apple III. I can't believe it. Okay. So we have some kind of missile command game here with really impressive scrolling graphics. None of the keys shoot. Oh wait, it's down arrow for some reason. Oh, this is brutal. Why can't I? Oh my gosh. Well, I got some. Well, they were going to call that. Of all the things I thought I would have, this was never one of them. It was not something I was trying to go for. It wasn't like something I lusted after. I'd seen one time and I thought, that thing looks really cool and weird and much older than it is. And that was about the end of my thought process. I thought this would be like too obscure and weird to ever have. But here we are, and it works flawlessly. It doesn't make any sense. The only things I know about this thing are that it was basically a commercial failure and that they're unreliable. And one at a thrift store and what worked. It just doesn't, just crazy. So this was the restoration of what little there was to be done. Basically, I yoinked a dead Reefa, which is in the bin back here. And that was it. After that, it was ready to rock. Well, that's the Apple III. Surprisingly functional, and now I have to figure out what I'm actually gonna do with it. I just wanted the monitor for my Apple II Plus. I already started a search for the weird mount that goes over the Apple II so it'll actually fit. Now I have to change my plans. Not bad plans to have to change, just wasn't expecting it. If you want to see what I get up to with this Apple III in the future, you may want to subscribe to be notified when I release a new video. If you want to help support the channel, you can find me on Patreon. But for now, that's it, and I'll see you next time.